In this commemorative year, many projects have been initiated in the Ukrainian community designed to raise awareness of the Holodomor. One such project surrounds us today, the exhibit Holodomor-Genocide by Famine. This exhibit was produced by the League of Ukrainian Canadians in partnership with the League of Ukrainian Canadian Women, with the support of the Ukrainian Canadian Congress and the Embassy of Ukraine. I now call upon Mr. Orestetiu, Holodomor Project Coordinator for the League of Ukrainian Canadians, to present the exhibit.
Your Eminence, Archbishop Yuri Kalishchuk, Your Grace, Bishop Stefan Khmelyar, honorable guests, distinguished church and community leaders, ladies and gentlemen. There will be some repetition in my work, but at an event such as this, I think this repetition is warranted. Firstly, I would like to thank all those who continue to advocate Holodomor recognition or have contributed to creating or sponsoring our exhibit. On behalf of the League of Ukrainian Canadians and our partner, the League of Ukrainian Canadian Women, I would like to thank our friends in City Council, and once again, in particular, Mayor David Miller and Councillor Gloria Lindsay Luby for sponsoring the display of the exhibit in this beautiful facility. Our friends in the Ontario government and legislature, in particular, member of the Provincial Parliament for Brant, Dave Levac, who has championed our cause by introducing yesterday a private member's bill on recognition of the Holodomor as genocide in the Ontario legislature. Your support, Mr. Levac, is greatly appreciated by the Ukrainian Canadian community. And I would like to thank our friends in the Government of Canada, Senate of Canada, and House of Commons who continue to move the process of recognition forward at the federal level. Special thanks to Speaker of the Ontario Legislature, Steve Peters, Minister of Natural Resources, Donna Cansfield, MPP for Etobicoke Lakeshore, Laurel Broughton, leading member of the Ontario New Democratic Party, Sherry DeNovo, and member of the Ontario PC Party, Jerry Martinook. That's provincially and federally, to member of the Senate of Canada, Raynell Andreychuk, and members of the House of Commons, Peggy Nash and Boris Jasnowski, for all your advice and support. In addition, I would like to thank Deputy Opposition Leader Michael Ignatieff for his letter of support, including the words, and I quote, "All Canadians, whatever their origins, should share a common understanding of the mass murder and starvation of the Ukrainian people at the hands of the Stalin regime during the 1930s. We are grateful to you. I would also like to thank the Embassy of Ukraine in Canada, the Consulate General of Ukraine, the KU Memorial Society, the Ukrainian World Congress International Holodomor Committee, the Ukrainian Canadian Congress National Holodomor Commemoration Committee, the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, the Ukrainian Orthodox Church, and Ukrainian Canadian community and church leaders for your support on this issue. The Ukrainian Canadian community, more than 1.2 million strong, stands united in its efforts to attain worldwide recognition of the Holodomor as genocide. Last but not least, I would like to thank all those who helped make the exhibit a reality. In particular, Oleg Romanishin, Andrew Grigorovich, Volodymyr Poslavsky, and Mikhailo Hutsman. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the task of creating this exhibit was a most difficult one. The exhibit, Holodomor-Genocide by Famine, includes 98 panels ranging from opposition to collectivization, to why the genocide was organized, to how the genocide was organized, including the blacklisting of villages, ban on travel and export abroad, to why the Holodomor was indeed a genocide. Week after week, month after month, our team rummaged through photographs of starving, bloated children, emaciated men and women, the dying and the dead, corpses piled high like cords of wood. We rummaged through hundreds of eyewitness reports and memoirs of survivors, through thousands of articles and documents. We read the cynical, inhumane words of the organizers and perpetrators and deniers of this horrific crime against humanity, this genocide. Clearly, the Ukrainian people were the target of this crime. For us, it was a truly haunting experience. It was as if we had relived those times, as if we could feel the pain of the victims, the experience embedded in our conscience. I would like to read you a passage from Alexander Wienerberger's Heart of Heart, published in 1939. Wienerberger was one of the many eyewitnesses of the genocide. I quote, "Before my eyes, the Ukrainian village which I traveled to in the spring of that horrible year, 1933, reappears. It was simply horrible. I lack words to describe the horror that presented itself to me. One half of the homes were uninhabited, and the straw from the roofs was fed to the few horses still left. There were no dogs or cats left anymore. Instead, there were more rats, which in daylight were gnawing at the thin corpses lying around. The few survivors left had no strength to bury the dead. In one case, parents had buried their child not deep enough in a totally neglected vegetable garden. When the snow melted, two little arms were raised from the earth to heaven as if they wanted to plead for revenge." End of quote. Such was the face of Ukraine in 1933. As the truth about the genocide emerges, we, the descendants of the victims of the Holodomor, demand justice. We appeal to Canadians and indeed the world community. You must learn what really happened in Ukraine 75 years ago. You must condemn this evil act for what it really was, a genocide perpetrated against the Ukrainian people. You must educate future generations to condemn all genocides and to proactively prevent them from ever happening again. Only this can change humanity for the better. This exhibit is a tribute to all those, many of whom are no longer with us today. A tribute to all those who struggled for decades to lay the foundation for exhibits such as this, and for the eventual recognition of the Holodomor as genocide. So I thank all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for participating in this most important event, and I know that you will find viewing the exhibit as revealing as we found creating it. Thank you.